What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic. And today's project, this is another one from the Jeep DLC, or the Jeep and Ram DLC. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8, and this one, well, maybe not this specific one, but this one is pretty wild. It's a bit more powerful than the other ones we've seen so far. If we jump in and take a look, as we know, it is a Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. Don't know why I struggled so much with that. There is only the one version, and it is available from all of the places, so you can get it anywhere you want. Anywhere your heart's desire, it is available to grab this Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. I'm probably going to stop saying that so much because I'm actually struggling a little bit to say it. But anyway, condition-wise, not too shabby from the auction house. You know, body's a little bit low, frame and interior, or but the parts-wise, that's definitely our biggest struggle with this one here today. Got our work cut out getting that one back. Did we get a good deal for the Jeep Grand Cherokee, though? No, we didn't. 13,660 is what we bought it for, and I could currently sell it for 10,560, losing out on 3,100 before we even begin, which is a bit of a shame and a bit of a bad start. The engine in this one is the V8 Hemi 392. This is a new engine with the Ram and Jeep DLC, pumping out 469 factory horsepower, and it is a four-wheel drive. So this should give it just a little bit of an edge today, as we are taking the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 around the racetrack. The only one from the Jeep and Ram DLC we're going to be putting around the racetrack. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some decent times out of it. This is another DLC car that actually did quite well on the racetrack. So maybe, just maybe, we can do well with the Grand Cherokee SRT8. Do you think we'll be able to beat the 1:16.119, our fastest recorded time around the racetrack in a 4x4? It might be a bit too big, a bit too heavy, but there is only one way to find out. We need to get this beautiful beast all back together, reassembled with all the performance parts, making it as fast as we can. We're not going to 3-star it. I don't think I've quite got the scrap left, and I want to save it for the yellow sport, because we are definitely going to make the yellow sport as fast as we possibly can. So there we go. We're not 3-starring it, but we will put all of the performance parts we possibly can inside the engine, which we need to fully rebuild anyway, because there is no engine here. So we've got our work definitely fully cut out with that one, but it is what it is. But that's what we're doing. This is the project today. Let's get it started. Let's get it into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Let's get this SRT8 all clean then and see what colour it is underneath all of that dust and grime. Over you go. I think it's just going to be a grey or a black under there. What colour are you? It is just a dark black by the looks of that. It may be grey by the time we get it cleaned. We'll get all that welding sorted out and back together. That might be a bit of a grey. We actually see on here. Yeah, I'd say that was a grey and not a black. That's definitely going to be a black, and that is not a black. That is a grey. So it is a grey colour under there, but never mind. Let's get the interior all done. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get what's missing from that engine all sorted out, and I do believe it is absolutely everything missing from the engine, and everything missing from the engine base. We got all of that to cover, but let's get this beast back on the lifter. Get it all stripped down, and getting ready to get this beautiful Jeep all back together and into the paint shop to see all the wonderful deliveries we can have with this one today. She's all clean and back on the lifter. We've got no engine, so we've got no oil pan to check for, no oil to drain, anything like that. But we will go in and take a look and try and see what we're missing from this engine bay. Obviously, we've got a radiator at the front there, a lovely little coolant reservoir, and our battery set up just here. Wishy-washy reservoir, power steering reservoir, air filter base, obviously all set up to go there. An ECU Type A, fuse boxes, and a brake servo with the ABS pump and module just sat below it, almost hidden away under there. We are missing a lot. We're missing lots of the rubber bushings, 3 at the front there. We're missing the upper and lower suspension arm, all the brakes set up. All of the exhaust setup is completely missing. Fuel tank, fuel pump also missing as well. Have we got any parts missing down the back? We have indeed. Lots more bushings missing, obviously, because we've got all of the arms missing. The bushings are missing as well. Also, the rear drive shaft on that side. So we've got our work cut out getting this one back together. But we've got no liquids to drain or anything like that from the engine bay. So let's just get started. I mean, I need to go and get everything repaired, ready to go back together, and also buy all the bits that we are missing. So I need to get in and do that. So I'm going to crack on with that. And then when we come back, it'll be time to sort out all of this beautiful bodywork and get the lovely Jeep Grand Cherokee into the paint shop to check out some cool liveries and decide which one we're going to go for our racetrack build today. That's everything mechanical for the SRT8. Repaired, replaced, or upgraded. Ready to go back on, giving this one, hopefully, a lot more power. But now we need to get in and sort all of this bodywork out. So let's just start getting it all off. Fender's hood. Is that grille a piece? That is not a piece. No front bumper. Windshield and door with a green mirror on there. I didn't notice that one before. Round we go. Body window at the back. Tail lights. No rear bumper. I'm assuming that one's missing. Body window, door and window, and then door and missing mirror. And that should theoretically be everything. I'm not 100% on that, but we will get in and grab this interior out. Out you come. Out you come. And no steering wheel in there at the moment. Is that everything, though? Have we got everything off? That's not the screen I want. 1% showing up on there and nothing showing up there. So we really have got everything. Frames at 36%, and we bought this one for $13,660. What do we reckon it's going to cost to sort this frame today? It's quite bad, and I think this one might sell for a little bit, so I'm going to go 2,000. 1350. I was wrong. But anyway, let's jump in and have a look. There's no tuning body parts or alternative body parts, so it is just the normal bodywork station in here. Select your SRT8, and there we go. Everything is just a straight up like-for-like swap. Nice and easy to go back together for this one. So I'm going to crack on, repair what I can repair, buy what I need to buy, and then we can get the Grand Cherokee SRT8 all back together and into the paint booth. Let's get the SRT8 all back together then and into the paint booth. On we go. Lovely fenders on there. Hood we managed to repair. Obviously, we did have to buy a new front bumper and some new lovely lights to go on the front there. They are looking quite good. Hopefully, we might be able to tint them just a little bit darker a bit later on, although headlights we do normally struggle with. But anyway, brand new windows all the way around as well. On we go with that fender. Obviously, that is a new... Is that a new one? No, that is a repaired one by the looks of that. On with a repaired door and then a brand new rear door for just there. And we did manage to repair this green wing mirror, and I'm quite tempted to leave it there. But anyway, let's move around. We definitely won't be doing that. On with all of these windows. If I could press the right button, that is. Round we go. Brand new rear bumper, brand new trunk, and obviously new lights all down here. In you go, on you go, and a lovely new trunk window in there. And our blank rear license plate just for the time being. New window, door in you go, door in you go. Let's get this side all finished off, and let's crack on and get the interior in, ready to go. I think that's everything for the bodywork. So let's get in and get this interior in with our lovely Cherokee rear bench there. And we've also got Cherokee front seats looking good. Maybe, just maybe, we can get that internal colour there. That little bit just there into a different colour a little bit later on. We shall see. And then on with the Jeep steering wheel. Looking quite nice. I believe it's also got flappy paddles on there as well, if you like that kind of thing. But there we go. Is that everything back together for our SRT8? 100%, 100%, 100%. It definitely is. Looking fantastic. Let's get it into the paint shop. Let's check out the liveries and then decide on the colours we're going to go for our beautiful SRT8. In the paint booth with the beautiful SRT8, and we've just got it in the colour it came in at the moment, and it's probably not going to stay that colour. It does look good in the dark, but I feel like we want something a bit brighter, a bit more vibrant for this one here. So let's get in and have a look at the factory colours. We've got black, black, or black. Okay, all right, just slightly, ever so slightly different colour variants. So that's 6. This one is 0, and oh, keep going back to the wrong screen, and this one is 13. So ever so slight difference between them three. But anyway, then we've got this beautiful metallic red on there. I like that one. What's the next colour? That's a more vibrant colour. I mean, that looks like the most vibrant one on this screen, so that's probably what we'll go for, but we'll carry on around. Then this beigey, goldy one, not a fan of that. Then a slightly more champagne colour, like that one, but anyway. Silver, dark silver, medium silver, purpley silver, weird blue. I quite like it. Not what we're going to go for, though. It doesn't really blend too well with the chrome. Oh, it does blend too well, and that's too much for me. Then a very dark green. Definitely not that one. Another kind of dark green. Another kind of dark green. Then we've got another sort of champagne-y, silvery colour. Lovely metallic blue. And then whatever this colour is meant to be. Another bluey, blacky, greeny colour. Not sure, but anyway, I think we're going to go for that red there. That looks absolutely beautiful. What is the colour for this one? 358 80 86 but it is a factory red in a metallic finish, nice and simple. I'm going to try and do the bolts in the same colour, not on the rims as it stands at the moment, but I might change that one. Once we get a little bit further in, I'll see how good that red looks, and we'll see where we go from there. But let's get on and get that painted. Oh, I know this, but you don't know this yet. But there we go. We've got that all painted. There are no liveries as it stands at the moment with the Grand Cherokee SRT8, which is a bit of a shame, but it is one of those things. I don't know if maybe some are coming. I'm sure there was some in my initial version, but in the release version, they're not there. I'm sure it had some racing stripes, if I remember correctly, but I might be wrong on that one. But there we go. So no liveries as it stands at the moment, but there are some things that are still fixes being worked on. So it could be because of that. But that's what we've gone for. Can I throw something in here? I'm sure I can, because it did have its ABS pumper module where we can check out the red of the bolts. In you go. That's very dark. That's not quite what I was after. Definitely wanted something a little bit brighter. Let's go in. Obviously, it's very matte in the engine bay, so it's not going to match perfectly. Oh, that's not too bad. I'll check it later on as we're building parts of the engine, where I'm probably going to splash a bit more of this metallic red on there as well. So we'll see what that looks like. But I feel like we're going to go for a red, chrome, and black. Nice and simple. All three colours at the front there. Obviously, we've got this grey sort of black. I'm not going to bother trying to blend it all in to match that one. I think we just go black as an accent colour. But I do think we've got lots of chrome around the outside of this one, including chrome stripping around the windows, a bit of chrome at the back there. Exhaust tips are definitely going to be chrome there with another chrome strip. So I think red, black, and chrome is the colours we're going to go for. And I am going to see if we can get a little bit. Is the red going to be too much on them seats? Well, I'll try it and I'll see what you think. I'll see what I think at least anyway. If I like it, I'll show you guys. If not, we'll just keep it as it is. Maybe splash a bit of black in there or something like that. The steering wheel looks good in chrome, so we may just keep that one as it is. But we are going to try and splash just a little bit of red on there as well. But there we go. That's the colour we're going for. The bolt colour all done. I'm going to crack on, get everything else painted. Then we can get our beautiful SRT8 all back together and onto the racetrack. That's everything painted for the beautiful SRT8. Looking amazing. I love this red. I think this red looks absolutely fantastic. And if we just squeeze on down, you will notice we did get some red on the centerpieces of that interior. I think it looks pretty good. We also get a little splash of red on that steering wheel as well, just to keep it blending in. I'm loving that. The only one thing that's weird is that when I did this, I can't remember which section it was, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think it was section 4, but it did the seatbelt in the middle red as well. And obviously the outside seatbelts aren't red, and obviously our front seatbelts aren't red either. But I quite like it. It adds a little extra bit of definition and customization to it. I wish we could have got all the seatbelts to go red. That would have looked absolutely incredible. But that's the outside. Let's crack on. We open up here and jump into the engine bay. Lots of this, in fact, everything you can see here is all a matte black finish. All looking good, including the fan housing kit. The radiator itself is in a metallic finish. And then obviously we've got a bit of chrome on the ABS pump, a bit of chrome on the brackets there. And then obviously our factory Barker's wonderful skins. There we go. For the ECUs, just finishing that one off and making it look quite nice on there with some shiny metallic red clips on the air filter. Just finishing that one off there. I think it all looks pretty good. The chrome on the ABS module, whichever one it is maybe a little bit too much, but I just wanted to splash some chrome in there. We jump into the suspension. It is black in the central piece, and then obviously chrome upper and lower arms there, and a chrome front drive axle, along with black actual drive axles. And then red brake calipers on there, red bushings everywhere, and a few little splashes of the red, along with some shiny black. The only bits that are matte black is the steering rack and the drive axles. Everything else is a metallic black at the front there. If we jump down the back, if we can get there we go. Pretty much the same. Metallic blacks in the middle. Matte black, there we go, on the drive shaft, and also matte black on the fuel tank as well, with the metallic red fuel pump. And then everything else, chrome arms going across the middle, stuff like that, red bushings, all pretty much the same as the front. But I think it's all looking pretty good as it stands at the moment. But now we need to go and build that V8 Hemi. So let's get in the other room. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get in the other room and check it out on the stand. The block there is a lovely black and a chrome. Just to get this arm here, chrome basically is the only bit visible from the outside. Oh, that plate around there, but that'll be covered by the gearbox later. So just to get that little arm chrome, and it did mean we ended up with a bit of a rough finish on the block, but it's an engine block anyway. so it doesn't matter. Oil pan underneath in the same black, and then that timing cover on the front there, same black. Underneath that is a timing chain, a cam gear, and your camshaft running down through the middle there. And then up into our engine heads. These are in that beautiful red. I was trying to get these two-tone, but they're honestly perfectly opposite. As in, absolutely perfectly opposite. If you pick the color red and then go to a chrome, and then flick through all the different options like paint and mix, so on and so forth. This one, I think this one stays red around the outside and chrome in the middle with some chrome accents. This one stays chrome around the outside with red all in the middle, and there is nothing you can do about it. So I just went with a solid, a flat red on there. I do think it still looks quite nice. Obviously in here, you've got rocker arms underneath these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on each side. So 16 in total, along with 8 spark plugs on each side. Again, so 16 in total. And then 1 set of rocker arms. Nice and easy to go over the top. But let's crack on and get the rest of this engine all finished, starting with our water pump, which is red, but it's chrome and red on there. Just that little dish on the front in a beautiful red. Everything else in the chrome for the front there. Crankshaft pulley is also in a chrome, and the power steering pump is in black, chrome, and a splash of red on there, which is just part of its factory finish, but it still looks good. We jump onto the alternator. That's on chrome arms, so we did that one in a metallic black, looking very nice on there. And then obviously a little oil filter just in the cheeky red down there, along with the 2 idle rollers, both looking nice in red as well. 1 there and 1 there. And then we've got the water pump pulley, which is just in a matte black on the front there, just finishing it off. And when we drop it in the car, all of these bolts are going to go red, and it will change how it looks entirely. Blacked out serpentine belt on there, and then a cheeky little belt tensioner just to finish it off. On you go. On we go to our engine head covers. These are in a matte black, just to sort of add them on, but they do have a little bit of a cover that goes over the top, so we'll check them out in a minute, along with our beautiful red ignition coils. These are all in the metallic red from the body, looking very, very nice on there. Let's get around to the other side and get this one all up to the same place, if I can even click on it. There you go. Get you all bolted in, and then drop them ignition coils in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Nice and simple. Now we're going to go on to the intake manifold. Now, one of my subscribers, one of my fans, one of my channel members actually, plays on a console, and apparently the intake manifolds for the V8 Hemi 392, both the performance ones, both of them sit in the performance shop, whereas on the PC Steam version, I can at least confirm to that anyway, there isn't a performance intake manifold at the moment. So I've just got a standard one on there, but we've done it in a beautiful chrome. So yeah, apparently the console version's got both of them, but showing up in the, well, one's showing up in the wrong place because they both show up in the performance shop. But the PC version, or at very least the Steam version, just doesn't have the performance intake manifold for the 392 Hemi. Bit bizarre, but there we go. Onto the throttle V6B, which is in a red and chrome. By the way, the devs do know that this is missing, and they are working on it along with some of the other fixes for this DLC. But let's crack on. Fuel rails, these are in a beautiful red. I did want to do these two-tone as well, but I couldn't get a good red. I couldn't get the red looking nice on the top. It was a dull, plasticky red with some chrome underneath, and it wasn't really cutting it for me. So we just went fully red on there, and I think they look quite good. Exhaust manifolds, fully chrome, looking absolutely fantastic. And yes, the rest of the exhaust will all be in a beautiful chrome as well. So let's get you all bolted in, and then get our couple of last pieces on, which are these timing covers, which are in red and black, and I think they look pretty good on there with the red lettering and the red striping across the top, even incorporating a bit of that fuel rail in there as well. Looking very, very nice. On you go. And then our fuel filter, just to finish it off, in that beautiful red. And that is the Hemi 392 engine for the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8, all finished. So let's get it off the stand, and let's get it dropped into the SRT8. The engine stands over, so let's get this Hemi dropped in and see how good it looks. In you go. Get the crane put away, and then check it out. I can already see the chrome on the top there for that intake manifold. Looking very, very nice with a splash of that red from the throttle on there. But let's get in for a closer look. I think that's all looking pretty good. Let's go into photo mode and just nip ourselves up into the air. Yes, I'm liking that. The way the light shines off of that metallic-y red on there, I think looks absolutely beautiful. And then if we just nip in, I didn't change the colour of the bolts. I left them as they were, because they're not too far off Obviously, the metallic reds are a lot shinier than the reds on the bolts, but it's done a pretty good job of matching it. I know officially it is exactly the same colour, but one's got a metallic finish and one doesn't. And that really does change how one colour looks entirely. If you've played around with the colours enough, you'll know that a different finish means a totally different colour. But there we go, all looking good in there. Let's come out and let's get underneath and get our gearbox, drive shafts, starter, and all of that exhaust in there as well. Under we go. Starting at the front here, we obviously want to start with that wonderful gearbox. In you go. You are in a black and a splash of chrome just on there. Let's get you bolted up, though, with your lovely red bolts. In you go all around there. Snip around to the other side and get our cheeky little starter in, which is also just in the metallic black there with the red bolts. Chrome looked weird on it, so we didn't do that. And obviously the red was a bit too much. Transfer case, you are in black and chrome. Little chrome connections on all the ends there. All looking quite nice. And then our front drive shaft is just in a metallic black going into the chrome. Looking very, very good. Front exhaust sections, let's get you on. Obviously all chromed out, ready to go. Our catalytic converters are obviously the cat delete pipes from the TK Aftermarket. And our middle mufflers are also the resonator delete pipes as well. So it's kind of like straight piped, as it were. And plus, the performance parts for these parts add a little bit more than the normal performance parts. So it just squeezes us out a little bit of extra power through there. In with all of that exhaust all chromed out. We'll check that one out fully in a second. And then lastly, for the moment, let's get our TK Aftermarket carbon fibre drive shaft in to give us the most performance gains. But obviously, I've just painted it a solid black to match in with that front drive shaft on there as well. And that is all of it, apart from the wheels looking very nice. If we just nip down and take a little walk out of here, lots of black, lots of splashes of red, plenty of chrome. And it is all looking absolutely fantastic, if you ask me. There we go. Let's get you back down on the ground, though, because now we've got to get the windows all sorted out and ready to go. I'm going to close that hood just so we can see. And let's go grab all our window tinting gear. I'm going to get all the windows done, and then we'll see what we can do with anything else. But I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to change these lights. They've got a lot of chrome in them, which then blends in with that chrome grille at the front there, and hopefully do well with our wheels once we've got them all sorted and ready to go. So I'll do the windows, and then we'll see what we can do with the lights, regardless whether I'm going to use it anyway. For the minute, we've gone for 70 on the front and front side windows, and then obviously 100 for all the back windows, because we don't need to see through them regardless. But let's see what other options we've got. Swing around. We've got a trunk piece. Is it this light up here at the top? Yeah, we're going to leave that one as it is. It blends in quite nicely with the colour anyway. Front bumper. Well, we've got two little lights down here. I didn't even notice them. Or, no. No, I think we're going to leave them as they are. Are we? Or do we? No, we're going to leave them as they are. They look quite good. Rear bumper, back round to the rear end. What have we got on here? Is there going to be some little light up there or something? Oh, no. Couldn't even see them in with the red. So, as I didn't even notice them, they're clearly quite well blended in. So, we'll ignore them. Back round to the front. Front headlights. Yeah, I was a bit worried that it was going to be the orange. And do I want to black the orange out? Maybe just give it a bit of... Maybe give it a 50. Just so we can't so much see the orange. And it's not too dark. Yeah, we'll go for that. I said 50, not 49. Thank you. We'll do the right headlight in the same one. On you go on there. So I said I wasn't going to do anything, but we have ended up doing something anyway. Tail lights. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to leave these as they are, especially with the bottom one kept as it is. Yeah, I think blacking them out or even just frosting them a little bit is going to be a bit too much. Oh, actually, that 1% really shows up. Makes it look like chrome. So I've changed my mind. We are going to do that. We're going to see how it looks for one side. Does that look better? Fully like chromed out on there? Because if it does, I think I might have to. I'm going to do them all like that because I do think that looks quite good at the top end. And then I'm going to go back. Just check there's nothing else. Left side mirror. Oh my, there's loads. Do I want to do anything with that one? I think I am going to fully black them out, you know, just because they look a little bit better. On we go, on we go. Let's carry on around. No, that is all of it. But now I want to go back to the trunk piece. Where are you? Was it trunk? No, I want bumper, rear bumper, and I'm going to do the same little 1% on them just to make them look a bit more chromy. There we go. And I think that looks pretty good at the back. It looks very chrome-like down there. At the front, we didn't change too much. Just took some of the orange out of the indicator lights on there. And obviously, we took a little bit off of the mirrors as well. But that is everything. But let's get inside and see how good that front window tint is. Although we are going to be using the chase camera today for the racetrack, so it won't matter. But we can see out of it nice and clearly anyway. So there we go. Windows all tinted. I've got to crack on now. Going to get all these liquids topped up, get some beautiful wheels done. You'll see that in a second. I'm not gonna fully go through it. I'll just get the wheels done. We'll get them put on so that you can see what sizes I have gone for this one today. But they are just going to be in a false chrome finish. So there we go. Let's move on to that and then get this beautiful Jeep outside in the sun. Just balancing this last rim now, and then we'll get these two on this side and get the SRT8 all finished. I'm ready to take on the racetrack, hopefully. Fingers crossed, let's go. Obviously, we've gone for the Jeep Grand Cherokee rims. I feel like that was a given. New rims, I'm going to use them. The size we've gone for is exactly the same as what came on it. They looked pretty good. I put some slicks on them, and it looked fantastic. So we're leaving it as that, and that is a 22-inch rim, 305 width, 35 profile, and 0 ET needed. On you go. And it will work with, I think it came with some race tyres or off-road tyres originally. Normally when you swap a tyre, it goes so much bigger or wider and things like that. But that one fits in there pretty well, both front and back. So we're going to leave it as it is. Quite like the size. Happy with how they turned out. On you go. All looking absolutely beautiful. And they are, actually, I lied to you all. I said I was just going to do them as straight up chrome, and they're not. So they're chrome and black. We've got a black on the inner rim around there and a little lip around the edge, and then a chrome around the outside. And it was option number 3, as in it says the 3 in it. If you're going to paint, pick your black colour, obviously I went for, and then your alternate colour with Quality of Life mod for the chrome, and then go across to number 3. And that's how you can get them rims looking like that. But there we go. That is the beautiful Jeep. Almost all finished off. Obviously, we've got to do our special plates yet, but we'll do them once we get it outside in the sun. So it is all finished and ready to go. Just one thing left to go for our beautiful SRT8, and that's to swap out the plates. Out you come with a blank plate, and on with just a plate that says SRT8, because, well, that's what this is. And Grand Cherokee was way too many letters to put on a license plate. So there we go. We just went for SRT8 on there today, and I think this is looking absolutely fantastic. I actually really love this sort of chrome complete strip that goes all the way across, incorporated the lights. I think it looks absolutely fantastic down at the back end here, along with them chrome exhaust tips and the chrome wheels with the red brake calipers just shining through them enough. Looking very, very good. Loving it. Think it looks absolutely fantastic. And obviously that engine and engine bay I also think looks beautiful as well, with the black, red and chrome. Such a nice colour combination. And I'm not normally the biggest fan of chrome, but it actually works in this one. And it looks very, very good. But let's jump inside, check out the interior. Obviously, we've got our lovely red colouring on these front seats and a bit on the steering wheel. And also a load more red colouring on the rear bench with a lovely red seatbelt just to finish it off. But anyway, let's jump inside. And it looks good in here. You've got the checkered flag on top and bottom of the SRT badge in the centre of the dash there. A lovely little sat-nav, all looking quite good in here. Plenty of chrome accents. Liking it. Think they've done a very good job. But let's get this one started and hear this Hemi engine purr. Nice little grumbly tick over there. It's just got enough of a whoop, 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 whoop for a Hemi for me. So I quite like that. But let's give it some gas. Definitely sounding a lot meaner at the top end. Nice and grumbly, nice and growly. Liking the sound of that. It's just missing a turbo in my opinion. But anyway, let's get our beautiful SRT8 Jeep Grand Cherokee onto the dyno. See what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be. Then it's onto the racetrack. On the dyno with the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 and its V8 Hemi 392 engine, pumping out 469 factory horsepower. How much have we added today, and what will its drag rating be? Let's have a look. A gain of 571 horsepower, 122%. Bearing in mind, we don't even have the performance intake manifold in it yet, so there is a little bit extra room for this one to grow on that one. Pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. Bringing us up to over 1,000 horsepower from our Jeep Grand Cherokee, 1,039 horsepower, and a drag rating in the A class, but A of 595, quite low in that A class. Not that we're drag racing it anyway. We're going to take this beautiful beast around the racetrack today, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be pretty good. Here is the tuning we've gone for. I've gone for a 3.4 ratio, 75k in first gear, 345k topping out in fifth gear, although I'm not sure if we'll quite get all the way up to that in the racetrack. but we will find out in just a little while. We do have a fully tuned Stage 3 ECU ready to go, giving us 16% additional performance, and you can learn how to easily do that by clicking on this little video in the top right-hand corner. It's a short video, it's less than a minute. It's also linked in the description below, how to easily tune the ECU perfectly every time. And there's another one linked in the description below, how to easily do the carburetor every time as well. So go and check them out if you haven't already, and hopefully it will help you tune your cars just a little bit better. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get this beautiful Jeep onto the racetrack and see what sort of lap times it can put down. On the racetrack with the beautiful SRT8 Jeep Grand Cherokee ready to go. We're going to do 2 laps, 1 standing lap and 1 flying lap, and then see if that flying lap can get us into the top 5 for our racetrack lap time balls. It has got quite a bit of power, so I could see it doing it today, but there is only one way to find out, and that is to get going, which we will be doing in just a second. Now, we're obviously doing a standing and a flying lap. You won't see much of the standing lap, but you will see all of the flying lap regardless of what happens. So let's get on with it. Come on, Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8, let's smash this. Let's go, and away off the line. Nice and easy, lots of power, up to 100k before we're even in the first corner. Definitely going to have to let off a bit of the acceleration for that, and probably brake a little bit round here. Oh, keeping it level, keeping it level. I'm going to let off a little bit of the acceleration there because I wasn't quite as wide as I'd have liked to have been on the entry. But there we go, into our first big straight, and then into our banked left-hand turn. Here we go, coming up to the bank turn. Bit of braking on here. Whoa, not enough braking. That went horribly, horribly wrong. I'll have to do better than that in the second lap. But anyway, let's carry on around. Keeping it going, and then should be flat out through here, nice and easy. It is indeed, even if it was just a little bit squirmy. Can we get it into the top 5? Bit of braking for the entrance there. A little bit more braking and down into third. Probably not enough. More braking. I'm glad this is only on the standing lap and not the flying lap. I'd have been disappointed with that, especially when we were around the 130 mark and across the line at 131. Bit of braking for this first corner because it is a little bit fast in this Jeep. Bit of braking for the second corner. And let's carry on around. We got 131 for our standing lap. Can we get into the top 5? I think it's a 123 we need to beat, or a 123.6, maybe something like that. Can we do it with the Jeep Grand Cherokee? It's a bit heavy, it's a bit big, but it is 4-wheel drive. We need to do this corner a lot better than we did last time. That's more like it. There we go, around this corner. Little dab of the brakes for this corner here, just to be on the safe side, and then hopefully powering on through around this corner. Oh, I did have to lift just ever so slightly there to make sure we made it round. Into the big bank right-hand turn. Definitely some braking. I'm going to go down into second, and hopefully that'll be enough. Okay, it's going to put me into third. We didn't like second then. Powering out of the corner. Our split time is a little bit better. We were at 51 coming out of that corner. This time we're at 49. I'm going to try and keep it in fourth this time for this corner. Maybe we can just about get away with it. He says that wasn't perfect. You shouldn't trial things on your flying lap. Drop it down into third for a bit more acceleration on the exit there. But I think we're still slightly up on our split time. Maybe not that well, though. But anyway, into the S section. A little bit of braking there. More braking here. I think more braking than we did last time. There we go. Pulling it on around. Keep going, keep going. Come on. Final corner. Bit more braking. Fully on the power. Come on, Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let's get across the line in a 1:26.217. Not too shabby at all from our beautiful Jeep Grand Cherokee. Not quite on the speederboard, I don't think, but still a very respectable time. Very happy with that. 1:26.217 for its flying lap. Let's get the beautiful Jeep back to the garage, see where it would end up on the speederboard, although it's only the top 5 position, so we might not actually see it, and then see if we can sell this beautiful car on for a lovely bit of profit. That beautiful 392 Hemi in there looks absolutely fantastic, and this was pretty quick around the racetrack as well, coming in a 1:26.217, putting it 7th out of 23 on the racetrack lap time board. Sadly, not quite getting into that top 5, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm still very impressed with the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 nonetheless, and that is without a performance intake manifold, as this one doesn't have one at the moment. So maybe we'll give this one another run out when that one is back in the game, as it should be. So what do you think? Let me know if you want to give this another go once we've got that performance intake manifold. But anyway, let's talk some facts and figures. I bought this Jeep for $13,660 the beginning of the episode and could have sold it and lost out at 2,484, but we didn't do that. We spent a further 86,793 upgrading, tuning, modifying, and painting this beautiful Jeep to how you see it in front of you right now, and it looks fantastic. I absolutely love it. But our total spend is 100,453. So can we make some money from the SRT8? Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% finished and looking fantastic. Loving. I really have enjoyed this Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. I don't think I can explain that enough. It has been so much fun, and around the racetrack, the things like it's on rails, it's a little bit wobbly because it's slightly top heavy, but still fantastic around the racetrack. But anyway, we managed to double the horsepower from the engine from 469 to 1,039 horsepower, a gain of 122% power increase. Beautiful. Absolutely loving that from the V8 Hemi 392. And again, that's with a missing performance intake manifold. But anyway, we did spend 100,453 to get there. So is there some money to be made? With a sale of 208,089, there's definitely some money to be made. 107,636 to be precise from the beautiful Jeep Grand Cherokee. Honestly, it is a very good looking car. It's a very, very fast around the racetrack, and the thing goes like it's on rails. It is a lot better than I was anticipating. I thought this was going to be a bit of a janky video, pitting a Jeep, a four-wheel drive, top-heavy Jeep around a racetrack, but this thing was definitely good at it. Very, very good at it. Obviously, not quite as good as some of the other cars, but 7th out of 23, definitely very good. But anyway, let's say goodbye to the Grand Cherokee SRT8. Off you go. And what have we got coming up next? Well, some of you might be able to see it on the truck already and think, well, hold on a minute. That's not the Ram 1500 Yellow Sport. No, it is not. We have got one more DLC vehicle to go, and that is the Ram 1500 Yellow Sport, as you can see up there. But we're not doing that one next. I've got to get my competition entry in next, and I feel like some of you might feel a little bit left out if I didn't do a Jeep and truck one. So this is the competition entry for this round. You've all seen it before. This is the Salem Earthquake or the Salem Earthquake Rex. We were accepting entries for both vehicles. I've gone for the Salem Earthquake Rex for this one, and we've gone for the VM Slammed Edition. Obviously, it's totally custom, and it is a slammed down to the ground, and it's not your normal Salem Earthquake Rex, or even your normal Salem Earthquake for that matter. We got ours from the auction. I made it so that I added the junkyard so that we could get this one from the bad auction house and have a relatively bad example to work on. I did that myself. I don't think it's normally available in the junkyard. But did we get a good deal for it? No. Obviously not. 62,387 is what I paid, and I could sell it right now for 50,651, losing out on 11,736. And obviously, we're not going to claw any of that back with racetrack winning or drag race winnings, because this is going to be our show car, board car. So you're going to have to give me a score out of 10, as we're not going to be racing this one because it is our show car. For show. Not for driving or racing. I mean, I would definitely drive it once you see the finished product. I think you're going to enjoy it. But this one has got the V8 double overhead cam AXK TRS, which is the twin turbo engine. It does come from the drag racing DLC, pumping out 979 factory horsepower, and that's before we've done anything to it. So there is going to be bonus parts on this one, a lot of cool stuff in there as well, and it's going to look absolutely fantastic. And I cannot wait for you all to see it. So make sure you join us back here on Thursday for the custom VM Slammed Salem Earthquake Rex. It's going to be a good one, and I think you're going to enjoy it. What did you think of the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8? We've only got one new car from the DLC left to go, and we will be getting to that one in the video after the next video. After the Salem Earthquake Rex, we'll get that Dodge, the Ram 1500 Yellow Sport done. And it is going to be a good one. But up next is the Earthquake Rex. Don't forget, you can join now, become a member of the VM Garage Club, where you will get access to that Salem Earthquake Rex once the video goes live. The config, I don't know if I'm going to do a livery for it yet. I've tried a couple and they haven't worked, so don't expect delivery, but there may be one. I'm not fully sold on it yet. But there we go. If you want access to that config when it's finished, or any of the other competition config entries I have done, do click the join button below for £2.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee, and it does support me as a content creator, and genuinely really helps me out, and I'd very much appreciate it if you did it. Same as these guys on screen. You guys are absolute legends. I love you all. Thank you so much. But if you don't want to or can't afford to, I completely understand. But please carry on supporting me the way you are, watching the content, liking the content, leaving me a comment, and making sure you are subscribed. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a beautiful day wherever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.